Good morning to you all. I pray your day is going well. Welcome to Bible Truth Being Told. Today's topic is DEI. Yes, we have to touch upon this diversity, equality, and inclusion. So lately it has been brought to my attention that a bunch of these DEI groups are being formed amongst business people and corporations. And the way that they explain it and, the way that they put the information out there is that, this is a specific group, that a business has put together that they are going to address the issues of diversity and equality and inclusion in the workplace. The one thing that I really want to stress is that this is a smokescreen. Yes, it's a smokescreen. The reason why I say it's a smokescreen is because all of a sudden, this DEI group, magically appears and it sends out the message that, oh, okay, businesses and corporations are ready to finally tackle this particular issue. So I do have to say this. You have to do your research, you know, because the agenda is not what you really think it is. The agenda is really based more so on the inclusion part. Now, the reason why I say that it's based on that agenda, the inclusion part, is because I have been in the workforce since I was 14 years old. I have been in the military. I have experienced so many different things that has hindered the brown person from getting ahead. So my question for DEI when I first heard about it was, okay, you're up to the task of, addressing this issue that has been around much longer than the gray hair I have in my head. Okay. The diversity has always been an issue. So let me explain to you why I say it's a smokescreen. Where was the DEI groups back 20, 40, 50 years ago when the brown person was experiencing so much discrimination in the workplace? If DEI was really needed, it was really needed back then to ensure that we got fair representation as a brown person moving within the corporate ladder. So I had to ask myself, why now? Why now are people so willing? Well, I ain't gonna say people. I'll say businesses and corporations and other community groups. Why are you so interested in diversity and equality and inclusion now? It's because the agenda is for the inclusion only. And if they had not included, I'm going to say for the sake, African American, Latinos, and Hispanics, this DEI group would never have gotten as far as it did because there would definitely be an uproar as to why are you representing diversity and equality and inclusion for one group when Latinos and Hispanics and African Americans have been crying for this same amount of energy towards the African American and the equality. for centuries. So, what I also found out about the DEI groups is that they are using a lot of rhetoric that, if you're not careful, you need to listen closely. You need to listen closely to what I'm saying. They're using a lot of rhetoric that's covered with all their colloquial quotes of famous African American activists. And they are suggesting um, the empowerment of the African American, and that you need to have a community of your own, businesses of your own, where you support your own, but it's covered with very fancy wording, shall I say. But we have been talking this, and I mean African Americans, have been talking this for a very long time, of us doing for self, having our own community, trying to build our communities, and it has been met with deaf ears and very lack of enthusiasm for the concept. But now all of a sudden, DEI is out there recommending to us African American, Hispanics, and Latinos that it's time for us to do for ourselves. So I'm going to say this too. So I don't know if the folks that are running these DEI groups don't know the history, or maybe they do know the history and they know where they're trying to lead it back to. But when any DEI group speaks of segregating and separating from the rest of humanity, you need to take a very good look at this, because it's nothing but segregation all over again. And in case if they didn't remember history, we tried that. We did what they wanted us to do. And we separated. We segregated. We created our own city, our own little town, with very affluent African Americans doing their business, creating banks, doing things for themselves. And you know what happened? White America wasn't happy because us black folks shouldn't have been able to do what we did back then. They realized that we are a very ingenious people. We're a human being with a mind, a God-given mind, with intelligence and talents. And they didn't like what was being done. So they came and they burnt it down. Yes, the whole town. They burnt it down and they killed the inhabitants of it. And you know the reason why? Is because they told us to do for our own, and we did for our own. And we were satisfied with our own. But they weren't satisfied with their own. Go figure. So yeah, DEI on the surface, yeah, it looks and it sounds good, but I'm telling you guys, that old spirit of slavery and that mentality, oh sweetie, it is alive and well, and it's kicking. It's just taking on a different form. That's all. So you keep your eyes open, keep your ears listened, And please don't be mesmerized by the fancy words and the nice rhetoric that they are spewing about these groups. You trust me. The agenda is not about you, the African American, the Hispanic, or the Latino. That agenda is about the LGBTQIQA. Wow, too many letters for me. But it's all good because everyone needs representation. Don't take this the wrong way. Everybody needs representation. It's just that this particular group is not trying to represent the African American. So if this video has been informative to you, interesting, do your own research. Please do your own research. Keep your eyes and ears open. So hit that notification bell. Leave me a comment. Oh, please leave me a comment because I want to know what you think. You know, let me know if I'm crazy about this, but I don't think so. And by all means, make sure you subscribe. It would really help me. I'd be happy. But if you don't, leave me a comment. So you know what you have to do. Okay? Amen.